Hey everybody, good morning. It's morning here in San Diego, California, where I am finally getting around to recording a new video. My name is Dave Good. I teach people how to play the saxophone. And I just want to stop right here and say that there are at least 225 of you now who have subscribed to my channel. And I'm so thankful. I've made so many good friends just as a result of putting up these videos. I love doing this, and I love meeting new people and making friends. And I honestly can say that I have a better life because of all of you. So thank you so much. If you're ever in the San Diego area and you feel like stopping by for a session, bring your horn and let's do it. Private lessons right here in Dave's garage where the band meets. You can see all the gear behind me here. We never take it down. And if you're not in the San Diego area, of course, we can solve that problem online. We can do online lessons as well. I have a lot of clients around the country that I work with on Zoom. With this caveat, I don't take beginners on Zoom. I don't do beginners online. It's too difficult. There are a lot of little things that we have to, kind of overcome in the very beginning, and I can't see or hear you well enough. But if you're an established player and you've got some chops, maybe intermediate level or an advanced beginner, I can help you out online. Either way. Reach me in the comments below if you'd like, or send an email to davegoodsax@gmail.com. davegoodsax, the way I said that right. davegoodsax, all one word, gmail.com. All right, so today, man, it's been a minute since I've done a video. I was going to do some for y'all last week, but it hit close to 100 degrees here in the Southland. It was like 97 for a couple of days straight. That impacts my ability to be spontaneously creative. And, those dogs too, they like to go on their regular walks and they're very persuasive, but you can't walk those guys when it's 100 degrees outside. So our entire footprint, the studio footprint, was changed in the heat. Now today it's 30 degrees cooler. I kid you not. It's about 67 and, we'll take it. Either way, what are we going to do? I'm not in charge of the weather. They didn't put me in charge of that, mistakenly, I might add, but I'm not in charge of that, so we just take it as it comes, right? So anyway, got the pool cleaned, got the chores done last week, all the little things that a guy has to do. Switched over to French press coffee, your steaming hot cup of joe in the morning. French press, I think it's a lot better. You will too. Give it a try. Today, now since I'm coffeeed up, I'm ready to talk, right? And I hope you're ready to listen. I thought I'd work on a little topic that I think will be of use to those of you who are already out and playing gigs as either sidemen and women, side persons, or perhaps just showing up at your weekend, blues jam or rock jam or whatever kind of jam you might have in your part of the world, right? Blues jams are fairly common, as are jazz jams. But my basic thesis is, where I come from is all of my training has come from the bandstand. So I'm going to tell you things that work on the bandstand, and as such, rhythm and blues. See, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, blocked it. Okay, rhythm and blues music primarily, rock and roll, soul and funk. Those are the areas that I tend to work in. I understand jazz, I play jazz, and I can teach jazz. It is not my first choice of music, so just keep in mind, I'm talking to you if you're a blues saxophone player or a rock and roll saxophone player, funk, soul, rhythm and blues, gospel, all right? Church gigs are awesome, are they not? They are awesome for various reasons. All right, so today I thought I would talk to you about comping etiquette. Now, what the heck is comping? Comping means different things, by the way, to a guitar player. For example, a guitar player who is going to comp at a session will be strumming chords, right? It's going to be playing chords behind, not necessarily a big flaming lead, but he's going to be doing some chords, some things like that. And the same for piano. Piano is going to do the same things, right? But in this respect, I'm going to use comping to mean playing fills behind a vocalist, all right? not behind another soloist, but behind a vocalist. Let's say you're lucky enough to have a singer in your band, and it's appropriate for us on the saxophone to play, inventive little fill lines that reflect what the singer just sang, right? Stormy Monday, boo-ba-doo-boo-doo-boo, right? Not to overdo it, not to be overbearing with this, but it's appropriate for us to do that under certain circumstances. One is that there are not 7 other soloists on stage. 5 harmonica players, 3 guitar players. Well, that's 8. Okay, so if you have, and often at jams that happens. There's a collision. There are several soloists that will show up, and all of them will launch. But let's just say you've got a band, and you're invited to be a side person in this band, right? And you've got your usual blues lineup: harp, singer, guitar player, bass, drums, maybe keys, something like that, right? All right, so in the respect that you can work it out in advance, I would talk and just say, if you're new to this environment, I would say, go to the person who's doing the singing and say, what do you like in terms of horn backup part or comping? What do you like? And they'll tell you. All right. The other thing is in the absence, and a lot of times people will say things they don't quite really mean or quite understand. A lot of times they will do that, and it changes in the heat of battle. So the other thing that you have to use, and is very clever, are your 2 eyes. Eye contact is a wonderful thing to make with anybody else in the band when you're going to do a little, add a little line behind the singer. You might want to look over at the guitar player, or you might want to watch the singer and see if that harp is going up, if he's going to comp or she's going to comp to him or herself, his or herself, whatever. Anyway, not an English major. That's the way to get around this, but to just blow. And a lot of times people get, you've seen this. I know you've seen this. You've gone to gigs and seen someone get up there in the sparkly jacket, in the big shades, the aviator shades, and just start blowing. No matter what, they're blowing lines, in support of the song, and they're blowing comp lines. No matter what's happening, they're blowing over the top of everybody. So everybody has to, either lay back or cut out. And then sometimes nobody lays back and it becomes a train wreck. All right, so comping etiquette, number 1, I would say, first of all, if you're new to the situation and you haven't worked it all out yet, talk about it, right? Just discuss it. What do you want to do? What do you like? What do you want from us saxophone players, right? And then the second thing is, in the absence of that, just eye contact. Have a look. Look around you. See what's going on there. See who looks like they're going to launch into it. And eventually, you will fall into a rhythm, right? You play with a band enough and you'll eventually fall into a rhythm of what works and what doesn't work. You'll figure it out. What are the moves? What are the little things that people are doing here that tell you that they're going to actually play a line or comp along with the rest of the song. So that's it. If you have any questions, this one, we can deep dive into comping etiquette. Comping etiquette. Jam etiquette is another subject we should talk about too, but not today, because I've had, like I said, I've had coffee, and if you're a regular viewer, I have a tendency to ramble. I can go on and on forever, and I promise you I won't do that today. At any rate, etiquette, manners, good manners. Don't just assume that because you're there and you're the sax player, you get to play over the heck. The player where they just ate the hell out of your horn and play over anybody. That's not going to work. All right. So it's really, really important that we use our words and we talk about the situation. We use our eyes and we use our ears at all times, and we be respectful and we be polite. But in the final analysis, we got to add to the music. All right. If you're comping, you got to add to the music. All right, and you got to make the singer and everybody else in that band look good. That's your job. That's my job. That's our job. All right. You pick up one of these babies. If you've been given the gift of playing the saxophone, our job is to express our thoughts as only this saxophone and tell our stories as only this instrument can. But when we're in a band, we're going to make people look good, right? Especially if we're the side person, right? So our job with comping is to continue that thought, continue that expression, continue that whatever that elemental bit is. And so you'll find ways to use your saxophone in very simple ways that will express that. You might stick a little growl in there. You might stick just a very short line. Doesn't have to be anything, but The other thing, and the last thing I'm going to say to you, because I'm coming up on 10 minutes here, and I promised you I'd keep this short, is don't fire all your bullets while you're comping, okay? That's another thing to think about, you know? Keep it simple, keep it sweet, keep it direct, be polite, don't step on anybody else's feet, and make sure you don't play everything that you know while you're comping so that when you play your solo, it sounds like an extension of the comp that you just blew, okay? All right, questions, davegoodsax@gmail.com, or put your comments in the comments below. Again, thank you all so very much for being here. I'm just absolutely thrilled that, you know, we get to do this, right? We get to just sit down and communicate in this way. This all started maybe last year when one student said, you know, could you make a YouTube thing and just post lessons for me, just for me? And that's how this all started. And now there you are. And I'm just so grateful. So thanks for being here. Any questions about comping etiquette? Hit me back. Or if you have any ideas for future classes that you like or questions that you like answered, I'm here. All right? davegoodsax@gmail.com, or stick it in the comments below. All right? Thanks. See you again.